Pomegranate SEEDs, Self-Esteem, Empowerment, and Education Through Dance is a nonprofit organization established by founder-director Myra Krien in 2001 to present to youth the finest instruction in Middle Eastern arts, along with programming that promotes self-discovery and self-actualization, provides mentorship at a very high level, and prepares young women for independence.
The SEEDs program has been absolutely incredible for me.
I just felt like I learned how to blossom and come into myself.
It kind of scares me to think of where I would be now had I not done SEED.
You wouldn't believe who I was when I walked into this program. Oh my goodness, what a wreck.
I've seen tremendous growth in Melanie. She's come from a very sad little girl to a beautiful young lady. 2 years ago, she was attempting suicide.
I think I started SEED as a response to so much of what came through my door. I had so many women who would tell me repeatedly that what was happening for them personally was changing who they were. Coming into dance, the dance was more than just a dance form for them. It was opening up all kinds of issues about their bodies and how they felt about themselves as women. And then all these teenage girls started showing up at our door, and I was really deeply affected by them. They wanted to come to the program. They couldn't afford to come.
Teenage daughters today, it's so difficult for them to find their way. They have this pressure and stress from all forms of media, from their peers, from their teachers.
I'm a psychotherapist, and I see lots of teenage girls in my practice, and I have referred many young women to the SEEDs program, and I have just been so pleased with what they have gotten out of it. It has helped their self-esteem, it has helped their body image, they've learned to be financially responsible, they have goals for their future. It has literally transformed these young women, and I just feel very fortunate that I have this program in our community to send people to.
I think it really helps, girls' self-esteem because they're in an environment where they can just sort of communicate, to one another, and you don't have to worry about looking cool or, the way that your body looks or anything like that.
I've always had really bad body image, always envious of other girls, but when I come to this program, I feel like it doesn't really matter what I look like or what other girls look like because I see so many beautiful people around me, and I feel like it's a good thing for me to be out there. And I'm not embarrassed to show my stomach anymore like I used to be.
Because we're doing belly dancing with them, I think it opens them up a lot. Like they're so excited about the exotic appeal, that we get their undivided attention. Mm-hmm. And I think it's an excellent hook.
Knowing that I could start from scratch and become like a dancer was a big thing for me.
For some reason, belly dancing has been something that I look forward to every single day.
That's the main thing about belly dance for me is it makes me feel so confident.
When we're dancing, we're just giving out, it's a spiritual thing, it's a spiritual energy.
That has so much power, Learning to stand straight and to be in your center and to be in that makes me feel so powerful,
And the other thing that's really neat about the particular way that we teach the dance with the girls is that we teach them a type of group dancing that's called American tribal style. And the dance is all about the group, as kind of the community. And the way that it works is that one girl will lead. Well, they learn all the same language of movements. And then one girl can lead the movements and the other girls can follow. And then they trade off so that each girl steps into that position of being a leader, and each girl gets to feel what that feels like, and each girl takes her turn as the follower also.
There's a building up of community and an acknowledgement of everybody's sense of self-respect and their dignity.
And you learn about your body and the way that it functions and the way that your muscles are, and it's like your body's good the way it is. It doesn't have to look like this to function and to be a beautiful thing, Mm-hmm. And you make art out of your body, like how, and the shapes, and because belly dance is designed for the way the woman's body is, it's just like it makes your body so beautiful.
What SEEDs did for me was really get me back in touch with my feminine energy, but in such a positive way. I've seen so many young girls with so much of that oppressed energy, and they put it in all of the wrong places and really put themselves in danger's way. And what I feel like seeds did for me was give me a way to grasp it and use it and, you know, put it somewhere, all that excess energy, like, you know, channel it and put it to something positive. And I really spared myself a lot of really bad decisions and a lot of self-abuse.
We knew it was safe, you know, that this wasn't going to promote all of this sexual activity. In fact, what it did was she was so fulfilled that it actually curbed all of that.
The talking circle that we do after each dance session it's beneficial, I imagine, to more people than myself, but I find it almost a very personal thing because we get asked questions and then we're supposed to answer them, things like what is community or what is beauty.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised, like people totally opened up about everything. They're like, oh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that.
Just for a minute, let's talk about what it is that you guys do to face your fears.
And my like biggest fear is like that I'm just gonna end up like a mother like really soon. I'm just gonna be like really young mother and end up like losing all my childhood so fast that I'm gonna have to like be stuck a child in denial of my childhood with a child or something, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm scared of.
Because it seemed to me when I was little that life was pointless because first you went to school, then you went to college, then you got a job, and then you retired and died.
You're such an optimist. Great irony.
So when you're talking about things in the talking circle, you feel like you can say anything, even if it's outrageous and silly, and everyone will listen to you and take you seriously if you're meant to be taken seriously.
And then people also, you know, said commitment. This is what commitment means for me. I'm afraid of it or not, or I love it.
I think like sometimes commitment can be an obligation that you have to do, like school or work or whatever, but no matter what, like you learn something from what you're doing, and so it always pays off. No matter how much struggle you have to go through just to finish that commitment.
Yeah, it kind of makes you stronger, and then you feel like you've accomplished something.
It's really given me a new outlook on life to hear all of these different sides of one thing and to know that other people, some people have the same points of view of me and some don't.
And you can't just like turn away from it because then even if you don't want to think about that and it's too hard for you to think about that or something, you're going to have to hear everyone go around in the circle and say what they think about it, and you're enlightened by it even if that's not what you wanted, and you know, but at the end, even though that's not what you wanted to hear, you needed to hear it.
So we use the dance, then the talking circle, and journaling, you know, writing in a journal, so that there's the intimate personal experience of hearing your own voice and developing your ability to hear your own voice authentically.
When the girls come in at the very beginning of the year, we actually have them sign a little contract, which just asks them to make a commitment to the program, that when they start the program at the beginning of the school year, that we want them to take it seriously and finish it out.
The goal setting process is, I was actually very intimidated at first when I heard about it, because I thought that I would be faced with this thing, because the way I looked at it, I thought it was like one wish. You got whatever you wanted, this one thing, and someone's going to help you accomplish it. And I didn't want to waste my one wish.
My primary goal for like this particular point in time is to do better in school, because I have trouble in school, and particularly in math, you know, just as an example. And, you know, Myra, so she was talking to me about, you know, how to get a math tutor, you know, how to get my grades up and everything like that. And that's really cool because, you know, how many people are going to approach you on that and try to, you know, help you out with that?
I'd like to finish my book. I started writing 3 years ago and haven't gotten very far in. Myra came up with some ideas to help me that I would never have thought of, and I feel like I'm actually getting something accomplished now.
And then they have that sense of success,
right,
that they have actually completed something.
Apart from just being like a dance class, it's also sort of like a social skills, you know, class. You know, because even if you're very much, you know, your own person, your own individual, it really shows how you can get along with, you know, a relatively large, in this case, group of other people.
I just made so many more real relationships where we could just have intense connections, and it just made me grow so much spiritually.
You know, when you dance with someone and when you learn to dance with someone, and especially in tribal when you guys are learning to lead and follow, and You realize that we're all thinking about freedom, we're all thinking about love, we're all thinking about happiness, we're all trying to create something beautiful.
Particularly girls at that age, because they're so focused on, you know, image and what everybody's thinking about them. I mean, they're just almost paralyzed by that all the time. And I think that being able to, you know, do anything just for themselves and just because it feels good. I mean, obviously they're, you know, they're wanting to show off what they're learning, but there's such a great sense of self-satisfaction in there, which is really rare, I think, at this age.
Kind of about the midpoint of the program, we go through a big financial section and we talk about financial independence, how to create a budget for yourself, how to balance a checkbook, how to do basic things, you know, that these girls need to survive in the world.
My primary purpose over there is to give them a very brief introduction to financial literacy, financial management. If they don't learn these skills early, then they learn them with a lot of mistakes and errors that can be very financially devastating.
When Leah moved to San Francisco, it was invaluable for her because she knew she had to save money. She saved up first and last month's rent. She figured out how she was going to get there, how she was going to pay utilities, and had just enough till she got a job. I mean, she was really able to do that by learning how to manage money.
Luckily, I'd had this program. I know girls who are 22, fresh out of college, who have no idea how to work, how to afford, you know, how to budget.
Another thing that we do in the program that's incredibly helpful is that we ask them, each group, to make a list of careers that they're interested in engaging in, and then we invite women from the community who are exceptionally successful in that particular area.
You just continually have to remake yourself too. It's just it's kind of astounding. I mean, I've gotten to this point where, you know, I have a whole bunch of galleries and I make a living as a painter, but you know, I'm actually I do about 4 shows a year, so it means I paint like 8 hours a day.
For me, really, the biggest component of the program is the confidence and just building confidence in these young women so that when they go out into the world, they have something to share, they know who they are, and they have something to give.
That's what we really hope for, is that they will take better care of themselves, that they will make better choices.
This has probably been the best decision I've made in such a long time.
I just hope so much that other girls get to experience this program because it's been such an amazing transition through womanhood and becoming myself.
I would definitely recommend this program to younger girls because I think it builds confidence and motivation, and you get this great community of girls to work with, and you're belly dancing, which is totally cool.
It's so much fun. You learn so much.
I'd have to say anyone who's interested in the program, do it. Do it, do it, do it, and don't think twice. I am a changed person because of it. I have never felt this secure and happy with myself, and it's all due to seeds.
عشان حبك عشان ما حبش من قبلك طول الحياة